Hey guys, what's going on? You're watching the Bitter Jury podcast. This is Kelly. I totally a
Hey,
little a
Kelly.
little thing popped up on my screen that normally doesn't show up when I start the podcast.
Right.
And so I got distracted reading it
No
while I
problem.
was talking. Oh my gosh. Okay. So anyway, this is Kelly.
Hi. What episode are we on, by the way, Kelly? That's
Thank
what.
you. That's what I
Yeah.
normally do. See,
Yeah.
this is what happens when I get distracted. This
Yeah.
is episode 60.
60 episodes. Like,
Yeah, 5 more
yeah.
episodes and we can qualify for AARP.
Wow. That's incredible. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm Jacob. I'm really excited to talk about Big Brother 21. I almost said 20. It feels like it's still Big Brother 20, but like Big Brother 21.
Mhm.
We've got house guests, we've got noms, we've got a veto winner,
Veto.
we've got everything. We
Did the
know.
renom happen already?
No, I don't think so, but we know what's going to happen. Um, it looks like it's pretty cut and dry. And some people and we have like 5-person alliances, all created by one person. So,
Woo!
so somebody's busy. Let's talk about it.
Okay, do we want to hit it on the premiere? Like any responses to new things that have happened?
I'll just say about the premiere, I was disappointed that they just focused on Christy and Tommy knowing each other when it's clear that Holly and what's her face, Jackson's friend, who they totally hooked up.
Jackson's friend?
Jackson.
Jack?
No,
Nick?
the girl, the blonde girl. What's her name?
Oh, it's
The-
not Annalise.
no,
I call her Catherine. Catherine.
yeah, Kat. Yeah. So Holly and Kat know each other, but like that hasn't been touched on at all. So I was just kind of like disappointed because when Julie said that maybe some people know each other, I thought we were gonna get this whole thing where like a bunch of people knew each other, but
Like
they're only
a
touching
la
on.
BB6.
Yeah, right. But they're only touching on one connection, and yeah, so it's interesting. But and we don't they don't get a lot of alone time, so we don't get a lot of like that backstory. They seem to be just kind of friendly, um, and they seem to be watching out for each other, which is kind of cool to kind of cool to watch. It's kind of like
Yeah.
watching. It's kind of like watching Dick and Danielle, except for nobody knows that they're connected. So it'll be interesting to.
Have they freaked out at all that other people might be connected?
I haven't, not that I've seen. Like,
I haven't heard anyone who's talked about them freaking out about that. If I was in that house, I'd be freaking out that other people know each other.
The reason why I don't think Christine or Tommy are freaking out is that they're all in, like the majority alliance together. And Christine is HOH. So like or Christy. I keep saying Christine.
Yeah.
Christy is HOH. So I don't think like maybe next week when she doesn't have any power, she might freak out. But right now that's not her main focus.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, so I don't know. What do you think of the camp theme? We haven't.
I think it's nice. I mean, like, there's nothing. It's kind of cool. It's very colorful. Nothing like super crazy. I'm not a fan of the camp director.
Oh.
But that's because I'm not a fan of first night evictions.
Right.
And I mean, even though he has a chance to get back in.
Right.
Again, which we can speculate wildly about what that is going to look like.
Yeah.
I still don't. I don't like first night evictions. It's ridiculous.
My money is on a 3-piece puzzle since a 5-piece puzzle is too hard. It's just gonna be a head, body, and some legs. That would be the funniest thing ever.
That would be hilarious. I was actually thinking, legitimately though, I was thinking that it's probably going to be because Julie said that we're going to be seeing it next Wednesday.
Right.
Which is in a couple of days. So it's probably going to be, we're going to see David compete against whoever ends up going home this week live.
Right.
And I don't know if they're going to come back in or not, like whoever the winner is. I feel like it might be, you know how season 18.
Right.
18, like when there was the battle back that happened and Glenn,
Right.
like it was a week by week thing, but the people, no one knew that it was happening.
Right.
I feel like it's going to be similar to that, except we'll actually see the competition happen.
Cool.
But then it'll take a few weeks before that overall winner gets put back into the house.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, I don't know how I feel about that, because like if you extend these people like being out of the house for a long time, they're missing on a lot of information and a lot of like relationship building. So I really hope like that they don't do that, just because I want to see David or whoever comes back in have an actual chance to be like, hey guys, I'm back. Let's build some relationships, and so it's not like a revolving door situation.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like I don't like the situation that we're in right now.
Right.
I don't think it's a good idea. I think that it just, because you really, thinking back, I still can't, I'm like going through my mind of when we've had battle back scenarios where the person who comes back isn't in, like doesn't make it past a couple weeks.
Right.
Because they've already been targeted and the house is like, look, we got you out, we're going to get you out again.
Right. I think the situation might be different with David.
Excuse me.
No problem. It might be a different situation with David, because like he was quote unquote targeted in like sort of a random way. He wasn't voted out, so I don't think it'll be a revolving door situation.
That's a good point.
If he comes back in.
So I guess it just all depends on how the competition is for David coming back into the house, and how long he's out of the house. Because if he comes back like on Wednesday, then due to the 3-piece puzzle, then where everything's good to go. And I think that I do think that you're right, that he'll stand a chance. But if it's anything other than having to compete and he's like out for a couple weeks, I think he's done.
Yeah, they're dead in the water, because like there's already, like we've mentioned, there's already like 8 5-person alliances. So like there's so much that anybody returning would have to overcome right now, like to get back into the game without worrying about being gone for multiple weeks. There's already sort of roadblock. So if I'm a showrunner right now, I'm trying to get somebody back into the house as soon as possible. But yeah, I mean, let's talk about what happened after the episodes, unless there's something else you want to touch on in the.
Not really. Jackson just pisses me off. The camp director Jackson, it was so stupid the way that he was complaining that he was in this position as the camp director when he put himself up to be nominated for the camp director position.
He was literally like, I was watching with somebody who had never seen Big Brother before, which was super fun. And he was like, my friend was like, he actually asked to be the camp counselor, and he's literally saying, I didn't ask for this. Yeah. Everybody should just be like, no, you literally asked for this, and not by any of his sob stories.
His like pouting around. No, dude. Like, oh man, so annoying.
So like night one, we see like the we don't see this, but it's on the literal night one when they do the HOH comp and the camp director twist. We see Jack and Jackson form like this bro alliance.
Who saw that coming?
Jack and Jackson are gonna be like, hey, let's bro down because we're total bros, and like it's gonna be cool. And then like let's pull in some other people. So they immediately like went to work, right, and grabbed who became the cool kids. I think the whole alliance, the 8-person alliance, that it started out as 6 people.
So then it became 8. Who joined in?
So we have, so we have Jack and Jackson, who everybody calls Mickey. So we have Jack and Mickey, and we have Kat. Wait, not Kat. Kat's not in there.
Holly and Bella.
And
Annalise.
Annalise.
Who goes by Sis.
Yes.
and Nick, who is
and
like
Nick.
the douchiest person that I've ever like seen.
I like
can't
Nick.
believe,
He's
I
a
cannot
douche,
believe
but I
that he's
like
a
him.
therapist.
Yeah. He's
Still
a douche.
putting that in
Yeah.
quotations.
He's
like,
a douche, but I
oh
like him. He's a likable douche.
I don't know about that.
He's a
I'm gonna
likable
have to
douche.
get to know him more because right
So-
now, like, I'm not liking what I'm seeing.
So, I mean, at least he like cares about people, like people's well-being in the house. Except unless your name is Opie, we'll get to that. Like he's been the shoulder to cry on for a bunch of people in the house. Like, you know, when people are feeling sad, we've had a very emotional house so far. Like, and Nick has been the guy to be like, let's have a therapy session, like, and talk about how you're feeling and see if we can process through this. So, like, at least he's trying to put his career to some use here. But you know,
Career.
yeah. So yeah, this 6-person alliance becomes an 8-person alliance when Tommy is invited in, and who's the last person? Oh, I think Annalise was also one of the last people. So like, no, Christy was the HOH. She was in immediately. I think Annalise was added in at the end.
So we had okay, so Christy, Holly, Annalise,
yeah, Bella, Jack,
Mickey, Nick, Mickey,
yep,
Tony.
Yep.
Okay.
So that 8-person alliance is called Grateful because you know they're
the Grateful Eight.
It's no, it's just Grateful with the 8 in the middle instead of an A.
Creative.
Because they're grateful for this opportunity, and because Christy is sort of the head of it, and she's all about mindfulness. And
that's right. She wanted the gratefulness circle.
Yes.
Wonder if she's done that yet.
So yeah, a lot of this first week is actually revolving around somebody that I did not think it was going to revolve around, and that person is Jack. He is really, really, really like just shattered my expectations of him. Like he is more Ronnie than Fessy, and it's insane. He has made at least 4 different combinations of 5-person alliances. He's got like 3 final 3s, a couple final 2s. He's like going absolutely bananas. It's insane. Like I thought he was just gonna be like this meathead guy, but this guy is playing really hard and probably too hard.
I've heard that, like, from what I've read on the Reddit threads, like that he is really causing some women like to be creeped out by him from his behavior.
I haven't seen that. So what has happened is that people have found him less attractive. Like the women have found him to be less attractive because he's kind of dumb. There's nothing in their estimation. He's kind of dumb. There's nothing going on behind the eyes, to quote Annalise. So yeah, I mean he's I don't know if they're creeped out by him. I think maybe you're confusing him with Ovi. People have been really creeped out by, quote unquote, creeped out by Ovi.
It was Jack, because I remember them talking about how clingy he is.
Oh, maybe. But I haven't really seen that manifest itself too much on the feeds.
I can't expand more on it because I just glanced at it. I didn't
really. Maybe that's like one Redditor's, like a couple Redditors' opinions. But like what's really interesting is like what's been going on with sort of how the power structure is laid out. Because you have Christy at the head of this thing. She's the head of the quote unquote snake, and she really wants to be really mindful of people's feelings, making sure that everybody has a good time, and but Jack and Jackson have this idea that they want to target Kemi. And none of us are really sure what the reason would be that Christy would want to target Kemi, but Jackson's Mickey's expressed reason is that she doesn't talk to people, and she's made it very, she doesn't engage in the social dynamics, and but this has caused a problem because people have noticed, including Christy, she goes, it's kind of a bad look for us to be like, okay, the first person out is David, and then we're gonna target we're gonna you want me to target Kemi in a back door for no reason. Okay, I mean I can get on board with that, but you also told me that after that you want to go for Obi. Like, what gives? Like, this is not
Oh
a
my
good look.
god!
Um, so
Wow! That's
and
horrible.
then after that, the next person is Jess. So like,
Oh my, like, get rid of all the non-white people.
yeah, you've got. I mean, that's basically what Mickey has had outlined for his ideal first 4 weeks.
Well, notice what he put up for his like banishment.
Right. I think his banishment was based on pretty decent reason. Like, Kemi, was kind of just
Kemi
like,
was smart. Like
yeah.
that.
Kemi
Oh
didn't
man.
talk to him at all. Like, she just kind of chilled in the bar area in the kitchen while people were going up and talking to him to try to, to not get pulled up. But,
But
like,
you have the token old guy, the plus size model, the token
right,
black guy, who are
right,
also going up.
right.
And it's just like the combination of the
Yeah,
four of them together. It's like you're taking out Obi wasn't in there, but that's like all
right,
the diversity, and you're left with just like the hot
right.
white people
No,
and
no,
Bella.
don't forget you have Bella. So here's where this
Yeah.
gets interesting. So, um, people have, to start out, like, Obi was a little bit too handsy with people, and it was creeping people out. Like, he's a very touchy feely person by his own admission, and it was rubbing people the wrong way. Somebody went to Obi and told him that, and he's since apologized, and he's really sort of like trying to take his college frat boyness out of himself a little bit, like, and but the what's interesting is that he like, people are really, really piling on, or have been really piling on him this week. Like, he's kind of smelly. He doesn't wash his clothes. He doesn't wash his hands. Um, he's, like,
The
he u-
ostracizing that happens in this house is
it's
ridiculous.
it's very, very high school in this house right now. Like, it's
Yeah.
um he's using too many eggs to make cookies, Kelly.
Oh
Like,
God.
he's making cookies, Kelly.
With too many eggs.
They're really good cookies, by the way. Everybody says they're great cookies, but we're all going to be mad at him because we don't have any eggs in the house, Kelly.
Oh
They're
my God.
so anyway, um, today though the women, I say the women, but like three of the girls, Sis, Kat, and and one of the other popular ones was like Obi's doing better today. Like, he's showering more after we told him, like, hey man, you kind of, after your workouts you need to shower, and like, he's not being as touchy, creepy. So maybe we should keep him around until week 3 or week 4. But like, you want to take a guess at who took that place in, like,
Kemi.
as the person? No, because Kemi's already going home this week according to them. So
Oh, okay.
so Bella, because she's been scheming
No,
around.
Bella.
Bella, because she's been trying to quote unquote save Kemi. I mean, because she's been trying a little bit, but like, it's a little bit too little, too late. Because she already started this whole thing by talking crap about how much Kemi was mentioning people's names to her. That, like, Bella got Kemi in trouble in the first place. Kemi would be fine if it wasn't for Bella's mouth. But I mean, so not only is Bella gonna lose an alliance, like her only friend this week, she's put herself in a position, because she has a big mouth, to be the next person up. But yeah, it continues to be all of the minorities,
Oh my
just like
God, this is terrible.
one by one. So what I'm rooting for is a OVHOH next week. I now, like, because we need it. Like, I don't know who he would put up. Probably I mean, I don't think he would put up Cliff. Him and Cliff seem pretty close. And Cliff, he's a really big super fan. He sees what's happening, but
Yeah.
he's like I can't. There's nothing I can do because the minute I mention anything, everybody's like, "Oh, Cliff, you got to be on board, buddy.
Yeah.
'Cause you're with the cool kids right now. You can't not be with the cool kids, right?"
I'm really impressed from everything that I've seen how Cliff has been able to navigate this game and
Yeah.
not become the target and
Yeah.
not even really be mentioned. So that's
Yeah.
that's really awesome. And that's exactly right. Like this is such an unfortunate circumstance that he's put in because if he was really any other like category of person that Big Brother looks for,
Right.
he would be able to make change, but because he's coming from such a deficit, like he can't make any waves. He can't stick his neck out for anyone right now because he doesn't have the social capital to fall back on.
Go back to the OG Big Brother Canada 6 days where that was the only word we used. But yeah, so what's interesting is that Christy feels really bad about like this backdoor plan to get rid of Kemi. But before we can talk about that, we should probably talk about who's on the block. So right now, as it stands, we're talking about the backdoor as it is going to definitely happen. But right now on the block are Cliff and Kat, and Kat is freaking the heck out.
And she's up there because she had a fling with Jackson before the feeds.
Well, that isn't necessarily the reason. The reason given is that she goes around still and says, "Hey," anytime she enters the room, she says, "Hey, are y'all conspiring against me?"
Oh no!
Like it started out as a joke, but when she's on the block, you know, she's still saying it, and she's even aware enough to be like, "Hey, like I know I'm coming off as like Rachel Swindler right now, and I don't want that." And you know,
but so she's still doing it.
Yeah, she's still doing it. Bless her heart. But like but yeah. So Cliff's on the block. He's been assured up and down that he's safe. That the veto is going to be used on him. And so yeah, we have Sam win the veto, which was like a comp exactly like the one that Casey won last year. It was hosted by Casey, where they had to catch things. Yeah, where they had to catch things out of the sky.
Oh wow, that's a tough comp.
So, apparently, like almost everybody got 0 points. And then so, I think Jackson or Jack, one of the two, got like second by catching 2 things.
And then Sam
caught 3 things. He caught so Sam caught 3 things out of 20, I think it was. They dropped
hopefully that just means that they won't bring this comp back.
Yeah. So they dropped 20 things, and so Jack or Jackson, one of the two, caught 2 strawberries, right? And I guess Sam caught 2 strawberries and an onion, which made him the power of veto winner. And he is close to Cliff. He's basically told Cliff, "Hey, you're going to come off the block," right? And Kemi is still the backdoor option, even though Chrissy has been crying about it constantly. And
she's still gonna do it.
Well, yeah, because like she is in a really tough spot. Because again, she's surrounded by a group of 8, right? She's talked to Tommy. She's talked to like everybody individually and as a group, and they're like, "Hey, like we should maybe think about like I can't think of a reason in my renom speech to like put her up, other than the stupid Whacktivity comp." So like we need to like I need to come up with a better reason or something, because like I have no reason. I love her, and I'm just doing this for you guys. And everybody else is like, do what you want, and we'll support you. We'll just get rid of Kat. But you know, if once she's not in power next week, she'd be screwed if she didn't do what the group of 8 wanted.
Mhm.
So Tommy's like, hey girl, like just put up Kemi. We know it sucks, but you're still a queen, and like you have to do what you have to do, and we'll get through it. So it looks like the plan is still in place to get rid of Kemi. Sadly, um, I really I really feel for her, and this is why I don't feel that badly about Kemi leaving. She was talking to Jack last night, and she was like, she was finally having a conversation with somebody about game, and she was like, "Hey, I'm just really not good in group social situations. Um, and like, I'm sorry if that comes out across as bitchy or anything like that. I have a really hard time getting close to people, especially when it's in a group scenario, and I have these things that are in my life that are difficult. Um, and Jack is like, yeah, like I understand that, but like it's a game and we have to play the game, right? And so like even though the optics of this elimination are not good, it I can't feel bad for Kemi because she's not doing anything. She's not fighting for her life. She's not imploring Bella to, because she said to like last night that or maybe it was even today, that she felt like she was being backdoor, like she was going to be the backdoor option, like right next to the camera that showed uh, Jack saying to his big alliance that she has no idea she's about to be backdoored.
Oh my god.
Like, and like meanwhile she's downstairs saying to Bella, like, look, I know I'm gonna be backdoored, but like, there's nothing I can really do. And Bella is like, yeah, like, kind of sucks. Um, so Bella
And
goes up.
she's not trying to fight for herself?
Not really.
Ugh.
Like she's just kind of chilling and doing a stare at all the people. And like I listen, I understand having social anxiety, but Big Brother is not the game for you if you have social anxiety to a
Yeah.
massive degree. Like so I mean, I don't really feel all that bad about Kemi going. Like she's a great person, and would have been an entertaining character, but she kind of found herself on the outs and didn't have the gumption to get herself back in.
Mhm.
Um, like, so, all I'm praying for is that Ovi isn't,
The
doesn't end up,
next target.
isn't the next target. Um, if we were going to have a draft, Ovi would have been my first pick. I was doing some reverse psychology in our cast analysis.
I knew it. Well, I didn't know it, but I still stood by Obi. He was going to
like
be one of my first picks.
yeah, he would have been one of my first picks, and I'm glad we didn't have a draft now because I would have been very, very sad this week because it doesn't look good for him. It looks a little better for him, but he looks like a pre-jury boot still. I mean, uh, all of the people that are in the 8 are in a really good spot, except for maybe Bella. Bella's on the outs of that
Yeah.
8 because like today, the reason why our title is what it is, she went up to Christy and was like, okay, so who's like in the 8 again? Because like I thought it was gonna be a 6, but you guys just made it an 8. Um, and then Christy like told the whole group about that, and they're like, yeah, Bella's gotta go. She's like,
Wow.
I mean, it's really high school in there right now. People
Yeah.
are like she doesn't value us, so like she got to go. Um, and
Oh my
yeah, so
goodness.
that's been the first few days of Big Brother. It's been a wild ride.
Yep. I can't wait to see what they show for the episodes and to see what that special comp is, the whack up mole or whatever it is.
Right.
That's not the name of it.
Yeah. Um.
Like, because the person who wins gets like a special power. Yeah.
Yeah, they get a special power, and it'll give them wings or something. And yeah, it'll be great. I'm sure it'll be not overpowered or break the game at all, like the hacker comp last season. But yeah, I
But to
mean,
be fair though, that comp didn't like no one ended up using their powers. Oh wait.
the
Oh,
hacker.
sorry. I totally was thinking
Oh,
about
oh, you
other
were
things.
thinking about the apps. You were thinking
Yeah,
about the
I was thinking about
apps.
the app. Sorry, I take that back.
Yeah, because
Hacker comp. Yeah,
the hacker comp got Tyler on the block that one time, where he could have played a perfect game where he wasn't nominated until that hacker thing. But
You're
but
not
yeah,
salty.
not at all. I mean, Casey was a good winner, so like I'm not mad at it. But yeah, so I mean, this is gonna definitely be an interesting summer because like there's major cracks in that 8. Like Jackson and Jack aren't that happy with each other because like you said before, Jack told Chrissy about Jackson doing the dirty with Kat,
Catherine.
and like so Jackson went up to my favorite part of the feed so far was when Jackson went up to Christy and was like, "Hey, so yeah, Kat and I did it. I didn't want anybody to know. Didn't want anybody to know. I kind of like bro bragged to Jack, and like because I thought we were tight. But like who wouldn't want to like do it in the Big Brother house? Like I I was like, I have to get in this group of people to have done it in the Big Brother
Wow.
house. And Kat's cool, but like we're not. I'm not gonna show. We're not in a showmance or anything. And like, I told her that I'd want to be friends and whatnot, but like it's not a huge thing. And like then he's like, well, what about you and Jack? You and Jack seem pretty close. So Chrissy's whole day yesterday and today has been trying to distance herself from Jack, because she had to have the sit down talk with Jack and be like, hey, look, I'm not into you, like I'm into women. Like,
I heard that like Jack was into Christine when she's a
yeah,
lesbian.
yeah.
Oh,
And he's like, so like, what are you telling me? Like, are we not close? Are we not going to be close anymore? He goes, oh, we're friends. We're friends. We just can't be hanging out. Like, we can't be like hanging all over each other because like if people think we're in a showmance, that's not good for either of us because we both know we're not in a showmance, right? And he's like, yeah. so uh
oh
so
my
yeah, that's
goodness.
happening. This whole house is a mess. Kat is crying every 20 minutes. She did say that it might her reason for crying so much might be biological, but
she's really trying to blame it on her period.
Yeah. She said she's like, hey, I'm gonna start my period any day now. I think like I'm gonna.
God, I hate women who do that.
So yeah, but every 20 minutes in the house, she's been crying about like when Mickey isn't close enough to her, she's not happy. When when she thinks about being Rachel Swindler, she's not happy. When she thinks people are conspiring against her, she's not happy. So like she should be going this week if Christy was in charge of her HOH, but she's not in charge of her HOH. Jack and Jackson are running her HOH. And what's hilarious about that is that Christy cried to Tommy earlier this morning about how she didn't want Jack and Jackson running her HOH.
And yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah. So yeah,
fun.
Welcome to Big Brother. Yeah. So I mean, we have a huge alliance that's fractured. We have a bunch of people that kind of are playing high school games, and we have a rootable underdog alliance that isn't an alliance yet. So
hopefully they'll come together soon enough.
Yeah.
Because it's really not fun just having one side steamroll.
Yeah, we saw that last season.
The other non-side.
Yeah, we saw that with Level 6. We saw that in BB Can 7.
Level 6? No, we didn't see that with BB 20. There was like a genuine like side versus side.
Right. But like the other side was Faute and they were really bad.
So, but they had like there was a genuine like you can't say that BB 20 and BB 6 were similar in those aspects, because they're really like, who was the opposing side to the 4-person guy alliance, whose name is the Pretty Boys. That's what it is. There really wasn't, was there?
There wasn't really. There was just like the Pretty Boys and the people who pretended to know about the Pretty Boys, and
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really boring if this alliance stays together and ends up steamrolling whoever they want for. But there's too much ego in this 8 to really stick around, I think. I think Tommy's probably in the best spot of anybody in the house. He's been invited to all 5 of like Jack's alliances, and and he's like, yeah, cool, I'm in another one. Oh, cool, I have a final 2 with Christy, and I have a final 2 with Jack, and I have a final 3 with Christy and Jack, and it's gonna, and none of them were initiated by him, so he's just like, cool, I'm gonna just dance my way to the finals, I think. But yeah, this house has been really interesting to watch on the feeds. If you're not watching the feeds this season, I recommend you start watching them. They're pretty great. Yeah. So.
Awesome. Sorry, I keep yawning. I don't think I got enough sleep last night, even though I sleep a lot.
No, that's totally fine. Totally understandable. Anything you want to add?
Not yet. I'm pumped to see how this season turns out. I'm hoping it's a good one. It seems like, I will say, I got a much better feeling from this season than I did from either BB Can 7 or Celebrity Big Brother 2.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
Oh, can we talk about how annoying Sam's voice is? Like, and how annoying Sam is in general? Like,
yeah, Sam, he's a lot.
Sam, I feel for his wife. Like, I don't know how that works, but like I couldn't. He's like if Brian Regan and Pete Holmes had a really really annoying, like.
I don't know who either of those people are.
They're both comedians. I'll have to send you a clip. But he's got a voice like a cartoon character, and I can't. All you hear on the feed is him all the time. It's
man.
Yeah, he's just like, hey guys, I'm here and I'm gonna do the thing. Like, he's just so loud and so like, just crazy.
I wonder if he had like ADHD or ADD.
Probably.
Like, and I don't mean that as like a slight.
Right.
It just seems like he's so high energy.
Yeah. He's like, hey, there's a squirrel every 5 seconds. Yeah. But yeah, Jess was trying to teach him Spanish the other night, and everybody was laughing at him because his R's and his general pronunciation of Spanish words is terrible. Like, Nick already sort of knows Spanish, so he's like jumped into the Rosetta Stone lessons and is picking up Spanish quickly, and you compare that to Sam, and Sam's just struggling.
Oh,
so it's fun to watch. It's really enjoyable. You guys should watch the feeds. But yeah, let's just hope next week for an OVHOH. Or a Cliff HO. You know what? Cliff's HOH might be boring. Let's see.
It'll be like him and Sam who do stuff together, right?
Right. It'll be if Cliff wins HOH, his best move would be to nominate OV, even though he likes OV, and OV and God, I hate to say it, but OV and Jess, and then and go from there. But like, yeah, because he needs to be ingratiated with the cool kids still. And if he does anything else, he's just got numbers against him, and he's an old dude. So.
Yep. Okay, Jacob.
Yep.
I think that
we've pretty well covered it.
Yeah. That's like I'm feeling good about this episode.
Yeah, it's been a good episode, and we'll do this as periodically as we've done it in the past.
More periodically than BB Can 7.
Yes.
I can say that much.
Yeah, with more consistency than BB Can 7.
I'm thinking like once a week.
Yeah. Yeah, and it'll probably honestly be something like this, where in the middle of the day we talk about things that are going on in the week
Yeah,
instead of
because
like episode recaps, like because nobody wants those.
and it's summertime,
Right,
so I can do it. Like I have a
right,
lot more time than
right.
before.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Also, Kelly, you're coming up my direction, like in a little bit
Yeah,
of
in
time.
like less than 3 weeks, I think.
So what we'll
Yeah,
have to do is like a live from location, like episode of some sort
I
where
love
we
it.
get together and do a live on location podcast. Just
I love
because.
it.
All right,
Let's do it.
perfect. Let's do it.
Yay.
All right.
Okay, cool. We will talk to you later, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.